I'm about to be over it. About to be fucking over it, dude. 5 waiting. I'm about to be fucking over it. What the fuck's going on? Do your job. Oh my god. Finally. We're back. We're in. Fucking over it, dude. 5 waiting. I'm about to be fucking over it. What the fuck's going on? We're in. Do your job. Oh my god. Finally. We're back. We're in. Fucking over it, dude. 5 waiting. I'm about to be. We're in. We're back. We're 5 waiting. I'm about to be. We're in. Welcome all. Now, I was getting pissed off. We were having technical difficulties, but we're here now. And like I was saying, when I was having technical difficulties, like I was saying when I started yesterday, we did the prelims. We did a research session for the prelims, and we went through every fight on the prelims, every fighter on the prelims, strengths and weaknesses, and basically did research. We did no picks. We did no specific any of that specific shit. What we did is we just kind of learned what we learned about every fight and every fighter on the card in the prelims. Today we're doing the main card, and today, after we're done with the main card, we are going to record our YouTube video for tomorrow, going over each and every fight on the card, talking about what we think, who we think's gonna win, how we think they're gonna win, and then I'm gonna go over my picks. So last week I had 7 picks, 6 of which hit. So we went 6-1 last week. This week we're hoping we're gonna keep that going, and we're gonna basically, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it more conservative this week. I don't know if I'm gonna probably maybe make a few less plays. I'm not sure. I don't really know. I haven't really decided what I'm gonna do yet. Obviously we got to go through the main card too and see kind of what we decide at that point, but for right now I got a couple in mind already, but aside from that, we're not there yet. Let's go ahead and start with the main card. First fight on the main card, we got Yoel Alvarez versus Alves Brenner. From what I remember on Yoel Alvarez, I remember his fight against Moises, and I don't remember. I think he had another fight after that. I don't fully remember how that fight went, but I do have Tapology pulled up, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at a couple things, and we're gonna go ahead and start. So basically what I'm seeing already off rip is fucking already what I see off rip is Yoel Alvarez is fucking he's 5 inches taller than Brenner. That is already number 1. Unreal. Unreal. The height difference is crazy as fuck. It's half a foot almost. And the reach. What is up with that reach, dude? I get it's 2 arms. It's just gnarly. It's just gnarly. My guy's got some advantage on him as in the length department. No diddy. You know what I'm saying? So that already stands out to me. If you know me, I like a reach advantage on a striker. You know, when I'm looking at who's gonna win or lose, those are one of the things that I'm paying attention to. One of the bigger things. And that already stands out to me. Now, Let's go to Tabology. Yoel Alvarez. 20-3. What the fuck? 17 submissions and no submission losses? Gosh, shit. Can't he strike though? Because when I watched him fight Moises, my guy was launching them calf kicks like he has no business wrestling. Like he's not, he knocked out Moises. Oh, that was a while ago he fought him. So I remember that fight from a long time ago. He beat Mark. I don't even know how to say that shit. Jeez. But this guy's ass though. I don't really know how I rate that win, I'm gonna be honest. I remember him, he's not that good. Mark. I guess that Moises fight is kind of what I'm rating him on. If he's as any good as he was in that Moises fight, I have full confidence in him. Cause that striking was crazy. Striking was real nice, and if he's out here submitting the fuck out of people like this, it just gives me full confidence in his wrestling game. If they fall over, you know what I'm saying? If it goes there, if he gets taken down or whatever. So, okay, Elvis Brenner. He lost to Oral Bly, huh? By unanimous decision. That's not good. Oral Bly? Krachewski? He beat Krachewski. That's not a bad win. He's on a loss streak. What's up, Aaron? What's up, dog? Petruski's not bad. I'm not like, I just, it's hard to fucking, why is this guy so short? I get he was born that way, but why are you so short? You're 5'10", I'm 5'10", but hear me out. But hear me out. I'm not fighting in the 155 pound weight division. I'm not fighting at lightweight. Oh yeah, that male, that fucking that transitioned female or whatever that fucking beat the shit out of that girl and fucking that Italian chick and fucking yeah, that was nuts. I seen that. She was like, she got hit twice in 45 seconds and was like, or in 40, it was like 46 seconds or something, and she was like, I've never been hit so hard in my fucking life. That's fucked up, dude. I feel for her. That's real fucked up. So the fight that I remember from so I remember a couple fights from this, that manly girl who gave her that 12 combo. Yeah, that was fucked up. The 1-2 combo. Yeah. She literally made her quit in 45 seconds, and yeah, it was fucked up. It was fucked up. She quit because she was just done, dude. Like, like this chick is this dude is way too damn much. It's fucked up. From what I remember from Brenner, bro, like I've seen 2 fights from him, both of which I think it was the last 2 fights. I seen these 2. I seen the one where he lost. I seen the one where he won. Both of them, he got massively cracked in both of them. And from what I remember in the Alvarez fights, he was more, he's cracking people. You know, he's so tall that like he's prone to getting cracked, right? Because his chin's way up in the air. The taller guys typically are. But when they're fighting people that are this short, like dude's 6'3". Dude's 6'3". Elvis Brenner is 5'10". He's literally punching up. I don't know if he's gonna crack Alvarez, dude. I don't see it really happening. I think Alvarez is gonna point fight him and get to a point where just keep him at range. And I think when I see Alvarez fight, when he cracks someone, he usually gets the KO. He kind of gets the finish from what I've seen. So there's that. And how are you gonna look past? Now they both got no losses by submission, so that's a tough one, right? Like if you're gonna say that either of them are gonna be strong in the wrestling department, I think they both are. So I think the scrambles are gonna be crazy. I feel like if they both go to the ground, they're both gonna be scrambling hard. My thing is though, is just when you got 2 really good wrestlers, it's, do you take the guy with more limage or less limage? And do you take the guy with less limage against a guy who's never been submitted and's got great wrestling? Like he knows how to use his limage, right? So I feel like you kind of gotta go with the guy with the more utility, right? Ideally. Let's see how many submissions he's got in the UFC. Because he's a great striker. He can knock out Brenner. Like because he's gonna be chopping at them legs hard against Brenner. I already see it. He's gonna be calf kicking the fuck out of him. So does it get to a point where he calf kicks him so much that Brenner shoots? And if Brenner shoots, then that's when the wrestling comes in, obviously. Who do I trust Alvarez's stuff to take down? Most likely. But he's never been submitted, so obviously his defensive wrestling is decent, right? I'm kind of evaluating my pick here as we're going. But like if I'm gonna have a pick on this. I think because Brenner is very prone to getting hit, dude. He's very prone to getting hit. I've seen him cracked more than once. And he gets into massive scraps before he starts wrestling. He's done it multiple times from what I've seen. So if you do that against Alvarez, I don't see you making it back from that. So do I think this goes to decision? I don't think so. Most of the time, lightweight fights don't. And this guy's kind of like a fucking Jalen Turner. Motherfucker's so damn tall and long that it's like, I don't know if Brenner's gonna be able to fucking hang with that. I'm gonna be honest. So Ultimately, I just think that Alvarez probably has the better competition that he's fought. Just Moises alone, I don't really see any names like that on Brenner's side. I mean, Kuchewski, that's the only guy I could see where the win was decent, because I do like Kuchewski. And Victor Nunez, I know who that is. He's decent. Whoa! What fight did I see to think he was decent? Sheesh! That motherfucking ass. What the fuck did I watch? Maybe I'm thinking of a different guy. Shit. Gross. I have to be thinking of a different guy. Right, Garam. Garam ass though. I ain't picking him for the earlier fights, just so to think that. Hell no. Yeah, whatever. I'm fucking picking Alvarez, dude. I just believe in the taller, longer fighter. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Taller, longer, better competition, more submissions. I mean, I just trust in him more than the fucking smaller guy. I'm gonna be honest. The smaller guy with less credentials. I mean, like what I mean, I'd be dumb to pick. I'd be dumb to pick the fucking smaller guy with less credentials. That's fucking kind of just slow. That'd be fucking slow brained. And we're on a fast track, baby. All right. Next fight. Mackenzie Dern versus Lupi Godinez. Lupi Godinez. Lupi. Now, Lupi Godinez. I fucks with Lupi Godinez. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys. I fucks with Lupi Godinez. I also fucks with what's her name, with Mackenzie Dern. But my problem with Mackenzie Dern is when I watch her fight, even when I watch her in press conference, there's just, it's kind of like, now I'll say this, it's like safe to say this now in hindsight because he lost, but I feel the same way about Mackenzie Dern as I feel about Leon Edwards, right? When Leon Edwards won, well, even before he won, every time he fights, when I think about Leon Edwards, I see like, it's really hard to put into words. Okay, so like, let's think of like a bar, right? Like a health bar or something of the sort, right? When I see a bar, and let's say that's not a health bar, it's more of like a confidence meter, right? And we're talking confidence in that fighter specifically. When I think of Leon Edwards, I would say that confidence bar is probably about 65%. When I look at Alex Pereira, that shit's at like 95%. I say 95 because he's been knocked out before, right? So it can happen. I'm not ignorant, right? We live in a fucking realistic world, or at least the most realistic we can, because, you know, MMA is MMA, shit happens. But when I look at Mackenzie Dern, like 75%. And that's just because of the way she talks, the way she fights, the way she presents herself. It doesn't, I don't have the most confidence in her to walk into a fight and just dominate and be like a future champion. You know, like there's fighters that you just watch and you're like, they ain't got that kind of aura. You know, like I'm not trying to like if we're looking at like the memes, right? Like, you know how they do that stupid meme shit where it's like plus 1000 aura type shit. I look at Mackenzie Dern, I think plus 500 aura, maybe plus 200 aura. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I look at fucking Lupi Godinez, I'm thinking plus like 800 aura. You know, I'm thinking when I look at her confidence meter on her, I'm thinking it's higher than Dern. And I say that because of how fucking active this bitch was in the beginning, bro. Like I know she's been a little slower lately. Obviously things happen, but I just remember like she used to fight like, dude, like she fought like 3 times in 1 year at some point. Let me just double check. Let me just double check before I fucking. Oh man, Mackenzie Dern's so hot. Let me just look. Lupi Godinez. Look at this, dude. 2023. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in 2023. Oh wait, that was a cancel bout. 4 times in 2023. She was undefeated in 2023. Undefeated. 4-0 in 2023. Fucking shit up. And I know she just lost in March against Jandarova. That is not a bad loss, dude. You saw what her cockeyed ass did the other week, okay? You seen what she did the other week. It's not a bad loss. Mad active in 2023. Lost back in March to a woman that's kind of looking like she's about to be in title contention. Like, let's be honest. She just fucking submitted fucking oh fuck. Oh golly. Oh, what the fuck was her name? I can't believe I forgot her fucking name, dude. Fuck you. I gotta see. She just submitted Amanda Lemos. She just submitted Amanda Lemos the other night. Like, not a bad. She's going into title contention. Not a bad loss. I don't even hold that against her, bro. It is what it is. She was part of her fucking story. It's okay. It's fine. She's about to start her own. And you know what? Do I think that she comes out and she loses to Mackenzie Dern? I don't think so. I don't think so. I do not think so. I know Mackenzie Dern got some wrestling. And now look, when you look at statistics here, right? When you look at statistics here, it's like Mackenzie Dern's got mad wrestling, right? 7 wins by submission, no losses by submission. She's got 3 wins by submission, and typically she goes to decision. My thing though, and then but you see, so when you see the 1 loss by TKO, I'm sure it was TKO. I'm sure it wasn't a cold fucking knockout. You look at the TKO here, you're thinking, okay, so you want to see her opponent have some knockout wins on her side to be able to rattle that brain again. You know what I'm saying? Godinez has got none. But what we want to look at is the decisions. Are they unanimous or are they split? She has a split decision by Ricci. Not a bad win. Not a bad win. Unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. I know she has a split decision. Unanimous decision. Armbar win. Majority unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. That means she's putting out damage. I know she's not knocking bitches out, but she's putting out damage. So that matters, right? Against a chick who's chinny, who can get knocked out because of that. Sometimes I don't see the dog in Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern gets fucking hit one good time and she's She's kind of like Michael Chiesa, you know, like she kind of shells up and she doesn't like to get hit too much. That's why she has so many submission losses. There's so many submission wins. She's gonna take the shit to the ground if she gets hit. She might shoot before you even have a chance to fucking hit her that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the kind of fighter that fucking Mackenzie Dern is. She's so hot, dude. Holy crap. But it's, you know, that's just my take on it, I guess. Let me look at this here. I mean, they're about the same in every category. I know Mackenzie Dern's a little taller. They're like the same age, same reach, basically same everything. This is like, I feel like this is gonna be a battle of who stings who first to get an advantage, to start with the advantage on the ground. I think that's what it's gonna come to. And let me see. 0 submission losses. 0 submission losses. So this fight goes to decision. Over 2.5 rounds. Huda. Who has Mackenzie Dern beat? Let me just look at this. She beat Angela Hill. She lost to Amanda Lemos by decision. Now that's another thing. Mackenzie Dern lost to Amanda Lemos by decision. Tabitha Ricci. Yan Xiaonan. She's losing. Amanda Nunes. I'm sorry, Amanda Nunes. I'm tripping. Mackenzie Dern has lost to fighters that are really good. She beats chicks that suck. That's what I'm noticing. She loses to good fighters, wins against bitches that suck. Angela Hill does not suck. Let me just say that right now. But Angela Hill is kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's kind of, like, I know she beat Lupita Godinez. I know she beat her. And Mackenzie Dern, I know, okay. I know she beat Lupita Godinez and Mackenzie Dern beat her, but how fucking long ago was that? 2022? She fought earlier this year, fought against Amanda Lemos and lost. Now what's tough is, am I gonna think that Mackenzie Dern goes on a 3-fight losing streak? That's the question you want to ask yourself. That's the question you want to ask yourself. Does she go on a 3-fight losing streak? So that one's tough. That one is tough. You know, but it's just like mentality is just a huge thing in my opinion, man. It really is. Like, I feel like if like fighting isn't your fucking life, dude, I don't see why you would beat someone who, like, unless you're just miles better than the person you're fighting, I don't see why you would beat that person. I don't. And Lupi Godinez, this is her fucking shit. She loves this shit. She was mad fucking active in last year. So active last year. This is what she fucking does, dude. And she's good. She's not dog shit. I don't think she's miles better than Lupi Godinez. I think they're like about the same. I just think Lupi Godinez cares more. You know, I mean, that's just kind of where how I take that, you know? Like, I don't really know. It's hard to think that Mackenzie Dern's never gonna make a title run. There's no way, right? Like, she's like she's so hot. I feel like she's just there for like, for exposure, you know? That's just the vibe I get from her, you know? Like, when I see her talk, when she talks and when she's doing things and she's in interviews, and I don't see a woman that's there for a title run. I see a woman that's there because she's so hot. She's got a big face. She's got a big face. I don't know what else to, like, I don't know how else to describe what's going on here. She got a big face though. My biggest thing is just that I feel like ultimately the win against Luke Bomi is huge. She beat Tabitha Ricci, that was great. She lost to Jandaroba, that's not a bad loss at all. I think I did all the research I needed to. What's good about the main cards when you're doing these research sessions is that typically the main card has a couple motherfuckers you're already known of, so it's kind of easy. You don't really got to do much research. You kind of just already know a lot about them. It's just really going back to see who they fought, like who they mutually fought, to see how they did against the same person. She lost to Angela Hill in 2022. Mackenzie Dern beat Angela Hill in 2023, so a little later. If I look at Angela Hill in 2023, that was the only time she lost to her. So, I mean, 2022, win, Emily Ducote. So she was feeling good around that time. So it's hard to really judge that, really. So I'm gonna move on to the next fight on the card. But I think as far as plays go, I got what my play is probably gonna be, so I think I've done the research that I need to. Now this is where the disrespect starts. I've been saying this card is disrespectful for the last 2 days. And this is where the disrespect starts. Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chiesa. Now, why the fuck is this on the why the fuck is this at the bottom of the main card? Not the bottom, but towards the bottom of the main card. On a fight night in Abu Dhabi. Why? Why? Like, I'm not understanding this shit. Ugh, I'm not understanding this shit. I get it, like, you're fucking... The Saudi money, I get it. I totally get it. It's just, this might be... My problem is that this might be the last time we get to see Tony Ferguson fight in the UFC. This might be. Why is it here? Why is it here? It's kind of fucked up. Not a fan. At all. Not a fan of that at all. I'm not understanding that. Not a fan of that at all. Now, you know what's also extra depressing is that Tony Ferguson is on a 7-fight losing streak right now. He is 26-10. So when he started this fucking losing streak back when he lost against fucking Justin Gaethje, dude was fucking 26-3. He was 26-3. Fucking record was looking crazy. Dude was killing shit. Now he's 26-10. 26-10 and has just been losing. Oh, golly, you hate to see it. You really hate to fucking see it, dude. Really hate to see it. Okay, so ultimately, I think that there's a couple things I see here, okay? Tony Ferguson is a dog. If he gets caught in a submission attempt, he's probably not gonna tap. He might go to sleep. Not many, I know he did tap to, I know he did tap to Nate Diaz. But we've seen way too many situations where Tony Ferguson's arm was almost gonna get snapped in fucking half and he refused to tap. You know, there's been multiple cases of a non-tapping Tony Ferguson. Michael Chiesa, it's like striker versus wrestler right now. That's what this is, right? You look at Michael Chiesa, he's got a huge case of bitch, right? If Tony Ferguson stings the fuck out of him, that's where you see Tony Ferguson with his chance, right? And I feel like in this case, it's like... So I compare... Okay, so I'm comparing Tony Ferguson... I'm comparing... Listen, hear me. I'm comparing Tony Ferguson to the 2023-2024 Detroit Pistons, okay? The huge loss streak they were on, right? And then everybody was literally betting that, like, when they were on their huge loss streak, whatever, they won their first 2 games, and then they just started fucking going like a 20-something game loss streak. Everybody was like betting that they were gonna win a game, right? Because like them winning a game was like plus 400, plus 500, them to just win, right? And this case is kind of the same. where he's plus 400 to just win this fight. Am I gonna think he's gonna go on an 8-fight losing streak? Am I gonna think the Pistons are gonna go on a fucking 25 fucking game losing streak? That's tough. That's tough. Do I think Tony Ferguson gets a dub this time? No, I don't. I don't, and let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Chiesa is so much bigger. He's so much bigger. I get it. Tony Ferguson's weight class has been 55. He's going up a weight class, right? So he should be a little bit more full. He should be bigger, right? He should be able to handle the situations a little better because he's bigger now. He doesn't have to do really a weight cut, blah, blah, blah. My thing though is that when you go up a weight class, you're more like not having to cut. You're more your natural. You're more at your like natural weight, right? So Michael Chiesa, he's 6'1". He cuts down to 170. Dude probably walks around at like 180 something. You know, 180 something, 190. Bigger guy, wrestler. Ferguson tapped to Nate Diaz. I get it, he's a black belt. Michael Chiesa is a wrestler. I think he understands that if he gets stung by Tony Ferguson, that's not good. We are going to get wrestler Chiesa. That's what we're gonna get. That's what we're gonna get. I think Tony Ferguson is gonna do a lot. I think Tony Ferguson is gonna be a little overzealous because he's up a weight class. Right, he's up a weight class. He's gonna get a little overzealous because he feels too good, you know. Chiesa is gonna take him down, and I think it's just gonna be what it is, dude. And we're gonna have to cry about it, and it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I love you, Tony. We love you, Tony. You're so pretty. I really hope you make it out of this, dog. Listen to me. As a fan, I want Tony Ferguson to win so bad. Do not get me wrong. As a fan, I need that Tony Ferguson dub. Can I put my money on it? I don't think so. I don't think I can put my money on it. So only hope we got is that Tony Ferguson stings Chiesa and the bitch comes out. That's the only hope we got. He stings Chiesa and the bitch comes out. And then we get that Tony Ferguson smelling blood in the water. And maybe he can put this motherfucker out. And that'll be that. My thing though is that I think Tony Ferguson's done, bro. I don't want to say it. I hate to say it, but I think he's done, bro. I think he's done. Chiesa's got 3 straight losses, though. That's tough. Dude basically had his arm fucking broken by Holland. But oh, I want Tony Ferguson to win so bad, dude. So bad. And I feel like this is the fight for him to win. If he could sting Chiesa, because he's got bitch. He's got a case of the bitch. So If Ferguson can get the sting, bro, he's gonna make Chiesa's bitch come out, and he might be able to get it done. It's just, can he get there? Can he get there? And I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I hope so. I really hope so. And dude, so bad. You have no idea how bad I want to fucking just pick a Tony Ferguson money line, dude. That plus 400 for Tony Ferguson is disrespectful. Just the fact that he's lost 7 in a row, though, just kind of like makes sense for the whole reason why he's plus 400. Like, I get it. I completely understand why he's plus 400, bro. He's lost 7 in a row. This shit's nuts. And then the 7 in a row he's lost, though. Like, let's look. Justin Gaethje, not a bad loss. Oliveira, not a bad loss. Dariush, not a bad loss. Chandler, not a bad loss. Nate Diaz, loss. King Green, he got submitted by King Green. That's tough. That is tough. Pimblett, not a bad loss. Like, he's not losing to bums, though. You know, that's my thing. Chiesa, bummy. Big time bummy. Not that good. This is like the first fight in 7 where he's fighting a guy who's not in the top 15 or not a bum. So, I mean, and this is a different weight class. He's not having a cut this time. There's a lot of things in Tony Ferguson's favor in this fight. So there's a part of me where I'm like, oh fuck, I really need this guy to win, dude. I really do. It's tough, dude. And I'm gonna reiterate a lot of this when I do the picks later. Like, once we get back to this fight, I'm gonna do my pick and I'm gonna explain why, and I'm gonna kind of reiterate a couple things. Basically everything that we're talking about right now. Why do I look like I'm balding, man? It's crazy. But like, ultimately, that's how I feel about this fight. I'm hoping for a Ferguson dub. It's tough to put my money on it. I don't know if I'm going to. Maybe over a round and a half. But moving on. Marlon Vera versus Davison Figueiredo. The disrespect continues. The fact that this fucking fight is underneath Shara Bullet and Michael Olasechek is crazy. Nuts. I get it. Shara Bullet is from Russia, and this is in fucking Abu Dhabi, and blah blah blah. It's just, as a fight fan, that's nuts. That's fucking nuts, dude. It's fucking nuts, dude. And this fucking card is at like, this fucking card is at fucking noon, dude. This fucking card's at fucking noon. At noon. Why? That oil money, baby. That Saudi money. It's fucked up. Marlon Vera. Now, let's look. I'm giving him a 2-loss streak. I know he just lost to O'Malley. I'm giving him a 2-loss streak. I think this is Figueiredo's time in this division, dude. Figueiredo just looks way too good, man. He looks way too good. Way too good. Him coming up a weight class just looks like a fucking absolute plus for him, man. He looks so good, man. He's just not... I think that I don't wanna disrespect Marlon Vera like this, but I think Marlon Vera is just a stepping stone for fucking just stepping stone for Figueiredo in this one. I think Figueiredo's just gonna come in this bitch and just destroy him. You know, you hate to see it. It's Figueiredo's time. Two division champion. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I think Figueiredo beats Sean O'Malley. I think he does. I do. And I think Marlon Vera is a stepping stone towards him, or the winner of him and Merab. I think. I don't think. Obviously, he'll be after the Sandhagen Umar fight, right? So, whoever wins between Merab and O'Malley, and then whoever wins between that and Sandhagen versus Umar would be Figueiredo. That's my thing. I think he beats Marlon Vera. I do. I really do. Just like his aura and his fucking his energy during this fucking whole like media shit, like it's killing me, bro. I don't know what it is about him, dude. I'm just not feeling the same Marlon Vera that was on a win streak before he fought Sean O'Malley. You know, like this is a little different. So fucking Figueiredo has been wrestling his ass off. Absolutely. Like the wrestling from him in this division is unbelievable good, dude. Been massively good. And every time that I see Marlon Vera in his fighting stance, he does this shit where like as soon as you faint, he goes like, he shells up immediately. Easy takedown every time. Easy takedown every time. He's gonna get taken down by Figueiredo and just fucking ragdoll, dude. Like, I don't even know why the odds are so low on Figueiredo's side. He's just gonna fucking wrestle the shit out of him. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I know way too much about this. There's not much research I need to do between these two. Just I've seen these two fights so many times that it's just hard to think that Vera is even gonna take this fight by KO or unanimous decision. I don't see either. I see him having to submit Figueiredo, and I don't think that's happening. Figueiredo's coming from a lower division where the hands are coming faster. It's a faster paced fucking fight. So the striking has to be on point. The reaction time has to be on point. You're going up a weight class against slightly slower people. I don't think against Marlon Vera, where he's not really shooting a takedown, he's gonna fucking fight you. And I think Figueiredo's just too good in multiple departments. I don't think Vera's gonna take that, so you know. That's where I stand on that. Next fight, Nurmagomedov versus Michael Alexeychuk. Ooh, I just swagged on that name. Ooh. Practice makes perfect, baby. Shara's gonna destroy him. Shara bullet.
Wait a minute.
I side with the pirate, bro. Look how active he is, dude. He just fought a couple weeks ago. He just fought like a month ago, less than a month ago.
This is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee.
I mean, what are you gonna? And then from this shit was like viral for a couple days. Why the fuck would I remember seeing something about Michael Alexeychuk talking to a fucking like responding to a comment on some fucking like, if I lose, and I probably will, I'ma quit sports type shit. Like, I don't understand that. And that, like, I keep saying it, fighting is a mental sport. Like, if you're not in it mentally, it doesn't matter how good you are compared to the other guy, you're not. I don't think you're gonna win. We saw that against fucking
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Izzy and fucking Sean Strickland. Like Israel Adesanya is obviously better than Sean Strickland. Like come on, like I think any fight fan fucking knows
Or just
Israel Adesanya is better than Sean Strickland. He is. He's a better fighter. He's better
a cat.
in like multiple categories, you know. So
2 cups of good.
that is an example of what I'm saying. When you're not mentally in the fight, you're gonna lose no matter how good you are compared to the guy you're fighting. And I don't see, based on that alone, I don't see Alexejczyk in it in comparison to a Nurmagomedov who literally just fought a couple fucking weeks ago.
Nothing like a great cup of black coffee.
All that on top of Shara is just a better striker. He's at home. He's taller. Significant strike accuracy is 80% in comparison to a 55%. Like, shit. What else do you say about it? There's just too many pluses on Shara's side. I feel like we just move on from there, dude. Like, holy shit. Holy shit. Like, I don't really know what else to say about it, dude. Shara's just gonna win this fight. He's in it. He's active. He's better. I don't see Alexejczyk winning. I do like Alexejczyk. Don't fucking get shit twisted. I like his fucking fighting style. I like the way he does things. He's a striker. He gets shit done. Fucking, fuck, dude. But the problem I'm seeing is, the problem I was seeing is, one, he got submitted by Kevin Holland, says it right there. And when you're fucking, when you get submitted by Kevin Holland, it's kind of tough, dude. It's kind of tough looking. Well, I said that about fucking, what's his name? Michael Chiesa, you know? It's kind of tough. You don't like to see that. I get it. Kevin Holland's a fucking black belt in fucking jiu-jitsu, you know? I get that part. It's just, Kevin Holland don't want to wrestle. But if he does, and you get submitted by him, that looks tough on you. You know what I'm saying? So Shara's got this in the bag, dude. This is what it is. This is he's a co-main at home. This is supposed to be a fight he's gonna win, so they just handpicked this for him. He should win this fight. There's really enough said about that. Moving on, next fight, main event. Corey Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov. I need to piss so bad. I'll be right back. Let me go pee real quick. Ugh. All right, Corey Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov. My take on this is just that Corey Sandhagen is very fundamental. He's a very fundamental striker. His wrestling is just not as good as Umar. And I think that if you are a wrestler at home who's bigger and stronger, might I add, this motherfucker is so big for the division, like it's fucking stupid as fuck. And I feel like if you have that on your side at home, against a Corey Sandhagen who cannot even hold down opponents. Like, if they get to the ground, Umar's on top. Corey ain't getting back up. I don't see him getting back up. I think he's gonna fucking lay on him. And it's not even gonna be competitive. I think that's what happens. If I'm Umar, why the fuck would I give Corey Sandhagen a chance to sit there and fucking strike on me? Why the fuck would I do that? I'm gonna fucking take him down and I'm gonna lay on him. And I'm gonna test his fucking wrestling. I'm gonna test his fucking wrestling. And if we go back, when he fought Song Yadong, when he fought Marlon Vera, there was wrestling in those fights, and they weren't down for long. Corey Sandhagen did get takedowns in those fights. They were not down for very long. Fucking, if I go back to Umar, he's had less competition, not as strong competition. My thing is just, I get it. When I talk about mentality, Corey Sandhagen is literally like, I'm gonna get this win. I'm gonna fucking go. I'm titles next when I beat Umar next. You know what I'm like? I get it. Stylistically, I don't trust Corey to knock out, because that's what he's gonna have to do, right? He's gonna have to knock out Umar or beat his ass for 5 rounds. That's what he's gonna have to do, because he's not gonna out wrestle him. He's gonna have to stuff every takedown, and he's gonna have to stuff every takedown for 5 rounds. And if he gets taken down, he has to get back up against a big, wide Umar Nurmagomedov. I don't see that happening. I don't. Because as soon as Umar gets stung, he's gonna shoot. Do I see Corey stuffing every one of those? I don't. I mean, you know, it is what it is. He's not striking. He's a very fundamental striker, Corey. He really is. And he's great, dude. The flying knees, the point fighting, the fucking positioning. He's a great striker, dude. He's very smart, high IQ striker. He's just not big enough to handle the wrestling, the stuffing, the fucking keeping motherfuckers down if you get a takedown, the transitions, the shrimping. He's not against a big, wide wrestler like Umar Nurmagomedov. It's not. I don't see it. I don't see it. So it's tough, dude. Would I like to see a Corey Sandhagen win over Umar Nurmagomedov? I would fucking love it. As an American, bro, I would love it. I'd fucking love it, okay? It's just, it's tough, man. It's tough. It's really tough. And I don't see him getting it done. So Umar's shorter. Umar's way shorter. He's fucking 3 inches shorter. He's got less reach by a ½ an inch on each side, which ain't much. It's just he's shorter, dude. He's gonna have to get in for those takedowns at some point, and I don't see Sandhagen stuffing him. I don't. So, you know, sucks. It sucks, but you know I gotta put my money in the right places. You feel me? Yeah. You gotta put my money in the right places, and I don't think Corey's the right place to put it. So, now, what we're gonna do, we are gonna start a new page here. We're gonna start a new page here, and we are gonna do our picks now. We're gonna do our picks now. We're gonna do we're gonna basically go over every fight on the card now, and basically go over what we're gonna pick. So, winners, how, and if I have a play, I'll do a play. If not, we'll just move on to the next fight. But ultimately, we're gonna solidify our picks for this fight, or for this fight card. So. Money line. Via. All right, and then this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna move this. We're gonna go like that. Put that there. And we're gonna go ahead and get started here. And we are gonna start in a second. Everybody say hi, YouTube. We're getting started. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. UFC Fight Night, Sandhagen versus Nurmagomedov. We are gonna get started with our picks for this card here, starting with Cedric Dumas versus Dennis Tululin. Basically, let me go ahead and look at what I got over here. So, ultimately, Cedric Dumas. I like him a lot. I really do. 2 submission wins, can wrestle. My thing about this fight is that this should be a layup fight for him. If I go back and I look at his wins and losses and all that shit, I mean, he beat Cody Brundage, out wrestled his ass. As a Zaitar, that was a great win, won by a unanimous decision. Not a bad win. There's a lot of things I could say about Cedric Dumas. Bitch is not one of them. Big time savage. Really good all around. He's a pretty good fighter, man. My thing about Dennis Tululin is he has a case of the bitch. I'm not really a fan. Dude has 3 straight losses. He cannot fucking wrestle. He has 3 losses by KO, and he's a kickboxer. How do you have 3 fucking losses by KO as a kickboxer in the UFC? Is wild. Dumas comes from the Contender Series, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look. He comes from the Contender Series. If you know me, you know how I feel about Contender Series fighters. If they lose, they give them layup fights so that their picks or signings from the Contender Series don't look like bad signings. So, I mean, that's just how I feel about this fight. I take Cedric Dumas taking this fucking dub, dude. And let me go ahead and put that in here. Dumas via, let's see. Let's see. I see him taking a fucking I see him taking a win by round 2 sub, dude. Tululin cannot fucking wrestle, dude. He's only been knocked out 3 times, I think. Tululin. 3 times been knocked out. He has a lot of KOs. I don't see him getting knocked out as a kickboxer against Cedric Queese. Cedric Queese is kind of like all around. He can submit. He can knock people out. He's kind of like even on both sides. I see him stinging Tululin, it going to the ground, and him getting a submission in round 2. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Cedric Queese Dumas winning in general by round 2 submission. And a play on this. I don't have one. I really don't feel comfortable placing a play on this. Because I want to say I could just do Dumas money line, but that's a juice line at -235. I don't really like that very much. I know that's ESPN. We use DraftKings here, but I don't imagine it'd be much different. I'm sure it'd probably be like 245 on DraftKings, or fucking a little bit less, like 215 or some shit. So I don't really like that very much. Probably just gonna go ahead and let that ride. I think Dumas is gonna win. I would probably say round 2 submission. No, that's just kind of where I'm most comfortable with that, I think. I think that sounds right. Yeah, I like that. Next fight on the card, Jai Herbert versus Ronaldo Bedoya, or Rolando. That's what it was. Rolando. Jai Herbert versus Rolando Bedoya. Jai Herbert versus Rolando Bedoya. Now, for these two, let me go ahead and put them in here. Now, for these two, Jai Herbert, taller, longer. He's had a way better competition than fucking Rolando Bedoya. He head kicked the fuck out of Topuria, almost knocked his ass out. He lost to Moicano, not a bad loss, and he was the a fucking Cage Warriors champion. That's a huge thing to think about or to put into account. Rolando Bedoya, I can't say the same about him. He's had a really trash comp. 2-fight skid in the UFC, hasn't won in the UFC yet. You know, he can't fucking wrestle. He's a striker. He might, honestly, and even though he is a striker, can't fucking wrestle, he might get outstruck and forced to wrestle. And I think that's where Jai Herbert is gonna, where shit's gonna get done for Jai Herbert. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not, I don't really see a whole lot of positions where Bedoya is gonna get this done. Let me look at a couple things here. Now, there are a lot of things that point to a finish here. Just the fact that Jai Herbert has 9 KOs. Mostly, he has way more KOs than fucking submissions and decisions combined. Bedoya's never been knocked out or submitted. He goes to decision most of the time. So that tells me he's a dog, right? It tells me he's a fucking dog. So what do I take from this? I take that Jai Herbert's probably gonna beat his fucking ass for fucking 3 rounds. That's just what I think. Now I bet the fucking over, let's pull up DraftKings. I think that the over a round and a half or 2.5 rounds might be an underdog pick. Let's take a look. Over 2.5 is -188. That's not bad. That's not bad. So I would probably take the over a round and a half, to be honest, or over the 2.5 rounds. I think this does go to decision. I don't think Ronaldo Bedoya is gonna get finished because he hasn't been. And Jai Herbert has multiple cases in TKO, and then he has been submitted once, but I don't think he's gonna lose to Bedoya. So ultimately, I'm gonna go ahead and say Herbert's gonna win this fight, and I think he's gonna win by decision. And I do have a play. Damn, fatty fingers. Well, it's gonna be 2.5 rounds. And that is -188 on DK. That's my first play. That is my first play. I do think Jai Herbert's gonna take this one. And I do think this is gonna go to decision. I don't think this is gonna get finished. I think Cedric Dumas is gonna come out hot. I think the next fight is gonna be kind of a barn burner. I think Bedoya's just gonna get his fucking ass beat for 3 rounds. I don't think he's gonna win, but even if he does, I think this goes to decision. I don't think he's gonna knock out Jai Herbert. I mean, maybe because Jai Herbert has been knocked out before, but like I said, I don't think Herbert's gonna lose this fight. So, and Bedoya's never been finished. And when you never have been finished, you kind of have that mentality where I can't get finished, and you're never gonna give up until you literally go unconscious. And I don't think Herbert's gonna put out Bedoya because obviously he has a chin. So, over 2.5 rounds for Jai Herbert versus Ronaldo Bedoya. Next fight on the card. Victoria Dudikova versus Sam Hughes. Sam Hughes is dog shit. Dudikova is undefeated. I really don't know What else to say about it? Dudakova's gonna win this fight. Dudakova is longer, she's bigger, she's coming down to strawweight. She was a fucking flyweight fighter. She beat 3 undefeated bitches in a row. I mean, she's fucking coming down to strawweight to destroy this bitch Sam Hughes, who is coming off a loss to Jerigui. Not a good fucking loss at all. It's last time I seen her fight was quite embarrassing. She's 6-8. She's food to Dudakova. It is what it is. They needed to fucking have another Russian win this fight here. So they fed her Sam Hughes. Fed her Sam Hughes. Dudakova's gonna win. Now how? Like, I want to be... Now, instead of looking at Dudakova, we gotta look at instead of looking at Dudakova, we gotta look at Sam Hughes as far as like how she's been finished or if she's been finished. And she is a decision mastermind. She will not get finished. She has never been finished, I don't think, in the UFC. Decision. She's never been finished in the UFC. And again, that goes with my mindset saying where, like, if I haven't been finished, I can't get finished. There's no way I'm gonna get finished. And she will fight until she is unconscious. And do I think that Dudakova will put her to sleep? I do not think so. This fight goes over 2.5 rounds. And then if I'm gonna say this fight goes over 2.5 rounds, that is minus 445. So instead of taking that play, we are gonna go ahead and take the Dudakova to win minus 175. And that is also minus 175 on DraftKings. So we are gonna say Dudakova wins by decision. And then my play is going to be Dudakova money line, and that is minus 175 on DK. And that is that. Next fight on the card. Oh my goodness, this fucking guy. Garam Kutataled. Fuck, how do you say this shit? Garam Kutataletsi versus Jordan Vucenic. Garam Kutataletsi versus Jaram Vucenic. Or Jordan. Jaram. What the fuck am I talking about? Garam Kutataletsi versus Jordan Vucenic. Now, if you watched my last stream or anything about this matchup, Kutataletsi went on a 2-fight loss streak in the UFC, got cut, went to a different organization, lost by arm lock, and got re-signed. And now his first fight back in the UFC is against a fucking massive dog who's coming from Cage Warriors as a champion on his debut against Jordan Vucenic, who's going to fucking murder this man. He is going to destroy this man. I don't understand this fight. I'm going to be honest. I do not understand this fight. Vucenic is going to fuck him up. So what do I think? Kudateletsi came back as contender food. Why? Because he gets beat up real nice. He gets beat up real nice. And that's what's gonna happen. Kudateletsi is going to get fucked up. And I don't really understand this fight. I really don't. So, for reasons that I will explain, give me 1 second. I did explain a couple, but let me Vucenic is on a 4-fight win streak. He's a wrestler and he's way fucking better. I mean, that's really fucking it, dude. Kudateletsi, 3-fight skid. He's ass. Last loss in an organization, like I said. He's ass. He's not fucking good, dude. And he's not about to come back to the UFC and beat Vucenic. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. And Vucenic is the underdog. What? What? This is what we're doing. Vucenic money line. He's gonna win by submission. And I'm fucking placing a play on this. My play. 3. Vucenic money line. And this is fucking plus. Fuck was it? 195. That's nuts. That he's that big of an underdog. Like that shit should be way in his favor. He should be minus like fucking 250. This is just stupid. The odds makers. Like what's going on here? ESPN has him at weighing at 145 and he just fought in Cage Warriors and he weighed in at like 157 pounds or some shit. Like I don't know why they have him at 145 here on ESPN. That'll make no sense, but he's an underdog. I don't really know why. Kudateletsi is not good. He's fucking garbage, dude. And he's not about to come in and fucking beat Vucenic, who's on a 4-fight win streak as a champion in the fucking Cage Warriors. It's not a thing. Like you don't fucking beat ass for 3 fights in a row, losing another organization, come back as a fucking bum, and then you're just gonna fucking beat a champion from another from a very well-known organization. It's not happening, bro. You're trash. Moving on. Sharam, what's his name? Shamil Gazayev. Shamil Gazayev versus Dantel Mays. Shamil Gazayev. He's only lost to Rosenstrike, which is not a bad loss. He only lost to Rosenstrike, which is not a bad loss. He's a striker. He's at home. 80% KO rate. He's literally just knocking everyone the fuck out. And he's fat as hell. And he just won by like a flying knee as a fat boy. How are you that nimble and fat? If you know who my favorite fighter is, which is Chris Barnett, you know how I feel about fat, nimble motherfuckers. They're exciting. They're exciting. And I like this guy for that. Fat, nimble people. Oh, man, that shit's exciting. Big old fatty doing front flips. Oh, gotta love it. Gotta fucking love it. So, Dontel Mays. He's a boxer. He's got a case of the bitch. His record is sus. He's not a dog. He's more of a point fighter. He's not really gonna go into the fire and fight you. Gazayev is gonna do that. Gazayev is my winner for this fight card. I do think Gazayev is gonna take this fight. Result with the 80% knockout rate, gotta say by TKO. I don't think he knocks him out cold, but Gazayev by KO. By TKO. I think that's a safe bet. I'm not gonna place a bet on this, that being said. Cause the Gazayev money line is minus like 200 and something. It's like, well, on ESPN it's minus 260, but on fucking DraftKings it's like 245 or some shit like that. So it's not really worth placing a play on. But Gazayev, I take Gazayev taking this by KO, by TKO. I think he can get it done. Dontel Mays is kind of sus. I'm not really a fan of his fight style. I don't think he's gonna be able to overwhelm Fat Boy Gazayev. I don't see it happening. So that's just where I lay on that. You know what I'm saying? Lay on that. Why? Because Gazayev's. But moving on. Next fight. Moving on. Next fight. Muhammad Yahya versus Fernandez. Fuck was this guy's fucking first name? Kawe Fernandez. Has to be Kawe. Muhammad Yahya versus Kawe Fernandez. Wow, I have to piss really bad. I'll be right back. Muhammad Yahya versus Kawe Fernandez. Let me put this in here. I hate typing Muhammad, I'm not gonna lie. Just so long of a fucking name for no reason. And then it's like you don't know if it's a Muhammad or Mohammed or, you know, like this shit is, there's so many fucking ways to spell it, and I just don't want to misspell it, and I'm just fucking over that fucking name in this fucking sport. Fucking irritating. So on this fight, Muhammad Yahya, UAE champion with 2 defenses, a striker with 2 losses by submission. Fernandez is not a bad fighter. He can wrestle. He's a striker. 1 loss in the UFC, 2nd fight in the UFC. I get it. Yahya is kind of the home guy. When I see him fight, I don't like what I see. I'm gonna be honest. When I see Fernandez fight, I see a guy who's looking for a finish every single fucking time he fights. I know his only win or his only fight in the UFC, he fucking lost by split decision. But that fight against Diketsi was not that bad. And honestly, Diketsi is not a bad fucking fighter. He lost to Michael Johnson and Joel Alvarez. Not bad losses. He lost to good fighters. So my guy Fernandez lost to a good fighter. Is what it is. It's okay. So ultimately, I have a lot of stake in Fernandez as far as the fact that he's had better comp and he is coming from a stronger he's coming from stronger competition. He's coming from more adversity. And honestly, the odds kind of tell it. You know, if you look at it, plus 315 for Yahya, you know, like it's because of the comp. It's because of what they've had to fucking go through. Yahya hasn't really fought anyone worth shit. He fought fucking Trevor Peek and lost to Trevor Peek. Not good. So we're gonna go ahead with Fernandez. And we're gonna say that he wins by decision. I don't have a play on this, but that's my prediction. That's my prediction for this fight. Excuse me. I think Fernandez is just gonna overwhelm Yahya, and I think he's gonna beat his ass for 3 rounds. That's just what I think is gonna happen. So, moving on. Next fight. Next fight on the card. Azamat Murzakanov. Oh, I'm fucking slow, dude. I can't read. Azamat Murzakanov versus, fuck, what's his first name? Alonzo Minifield. Next fight on the card, Azamat Murzakanov versus Alonzo Minifield. Minifield's got no chin. He's got no chin, bro. And Murzakanov is a dog, dude. He's knocking everyone out. Like, I don't really know. What are the odds for this? What are the fucking odds for this? Murzakanov is minus 205. I thought it would have been much more. Minifield is like, I feel like he's got a case of autism. Minifield, like, I don't really know. I don't really like a lot of his fucking a lot of his IQ decisions in fights. I feel like as soon as he feels like he hurt someone, he kind of just throws every caution to the wind and all ability to fucking think in a fight. I like Murzakanov. I really do like his I do like his fight IQ. I think he puts his hands in various meticulous places, or if that's the right word. I think he puts them in good places. I think it really does. He's a very smart fighter, Murzakanov. I think Minifield is more of an emotional fighter, not a strategic one. So I think that if Murzakanov is able to sting Minifield at any point, he's gonna pick him apart and put him away. Minifield, I don't know. I think he's just kind of swinging, and if he gets you, he gets you. If he doesn't, he loses. So honestly, if I'm gonna pick one of these guys to just win, which obviously I'm gonna have to do, I'm trying to fucking cheat here, but I don't want to spill all that. Like, literally, this is the most annoying shit ever. Mers. Fuck you. Mers. Akanov. Versus. Look how much easier this is. Alonzo Manifield. It's literally easy as fuck. Manifield. Like, I don't have to look back and forth because their fucking names are weird. Even Manifield is weird, but it's not as fucking bad as Mirzakhanov. I don't be putting E's and A's in places they don't belong. I got Mirzakhanov winning this. What the fuck is going on? Mirzakhanov. I got Mirzakhanov winning this fight via KO. In round 1, dude. I think he's gonna put him fucking out quick. If I look at the plays on this, under a round and a half is -160. Do I take that? That's kind of sus, right? It's kind of hard to pick under a round and a half because then you're like betting on a round 1 KO, and that's a little tough. I don't know how I feel about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and not place a play on this. I got 3 plays in the main in the prelims because I feel like that's okay because I got a couple for the main. So I'm gonna let that ride, but I do think that Mirzakhanov wins by round 1 KO. I do. That's my prediction. That is my prediction. Next fight on the card, main card. We got Joel Alvarez versus Alves Brenner. Yoel Alvarez versus Alves Brenner. Yoel Alvarez, way taller, way fucking longer. Great calf kicks. Dusted Moises. Moises is not bad, dude. That's a great win. The fact that he fucking dusted him too. Round 1 KO. It's crazy. Alvarez Brenner, he does get chinned. He really does get into scraps before wrestling, bro. Like, and if you're doing that, I'm gonna pick the longer range of your striker. If you're a fucking scrap, if you're trying to scrap before you wrestle and you're the shorter guy, I'm gonna pick the longer range of your guy, picking you apart. Especially against what I watched when he fought Moises against the same kind of situation. Like, I'm gonna put you in Moises' shoes, where I'm thinking you're gonna be you're gonna try to fucking strike with the taller guy who's better than you in striking. On top of all that, the amount of submissions that fucking Alvarez has, even if you do wrestle, this man has 17 submissions. And no submission losses. Like, holy fuck. How do I think you're gonna out wrestle this guy and you're shorter? I mean, shit. Ain't much else to say about it. You feel me? Like, come on now. Like, come on now. So for money line, automatically I'm putting Alvarez, and then via. No, I can't remember. I don't think either of them have any submission losses. I don't think they do. I don't think Brenner does. If I were to say how this ends, lightweight, I think Alvarez wins by KO. I do. Just the fact that it's just the fact that it's fucking lightweight. You know, most of the time lightweight fights end in KO, and then Alvarez is the longer fighter. He beat Moises by calf kicks and elbows, so Brenner can get stung like a motherfucker, and when he does, Alvarez will finish the fight. I think Alvarez wins by KO in round 2. I think he's gonna hurt him bad in round 1. Brenner ain't gonna recover in round 1. Round 2, he gets put out. I think that's a safe bet. I think that's what happens. Over a round and a half is minus 166. I think it happens later round 2. I know I said that he gets stung in round 1, doesn't recover, gets finished in round 2, so you would think he gets finished early round 2, but Alvarez is kind of slow. He really does like to pick at those leg kicks. He's not looking to finish you quick. He's looking to finish you, period. So I think he's going to almost finish him in round 1, kind of like get Brenner hurt as hell, and then in the second round probably pick him apart a little more and put him away in the second half. So that being said, I'm gonna place another play on here. My play. My play. 4. Over 1.5 rounds. And that is minus 166 on DK. I like that. I like that. I like that. Moving on. Next fight on the card. Mackenzie Dern versus Lupita Godinez. Lupi Godinez. Now, what I was saying about this fucking fight is that Mackenzie Dern, I don't have a lot of faith in her competitiveness. I don't have a lot of faith in it. I don't know why I have that kind of why I have that feeling about the way that she fights, but when I see the way that she does things, man, she just doesn't seem like she's as in it, you know? Like, she's never been as active as Lupita Godinez. Lupita Godinez fought 4 times in 2023 and was was undefeated, 4-0 in 2023. She had 1 fight in 2024 she lost, but the only losses she has is to fucking people that are great fighters, man. She lost to fucking she lost to Jandaroba. That is an amazing loss. That is, like, with what she's out here doing right now. She just submitted the fuck out of Amanda Lemos. Godinez is not a bad fighter. I think she's gonna come out and do some things to Mackenzie Dern. I think she takes this fight. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. There aren't many things that leave me as a fan. There aren't really many things that leave me in a confident situation, in a confident state of mind with Mackenzie Dern. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I don't really like how she carries herself. You know, she doesn't really take me as somebody who thinks that they're gonna be a champion one day. I think she just kind of takes herself as a I'm good, suck it, bitches. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take the underdog. I think that Lupita Godinez is going to take this fight, and she is plus 100. So here's what we're gonna do. Money line. Godinez. Via decision. And you know what? We're gonna go extra with it. We're gonna do my play 5. This is our 5th play. And we're gonna look at Lupita Godinez by decision. And what is that? Winning method. Lupita Godinez by decision is plus 120. Not worth it. We're gonna do Lupita Godinez winning in general. Lupita Godinez money line, that is plus 100. That's another underdog pick for you guys. And that's what we're gonna ride with. Moving on, next fight on the card, Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chiesa. Hey, look. There is gallons of hope. Gallons of hope that Tony Ferguson gets it done. Okay. Let me put this in real quick. There is gallons of hope that fucking Tony Ferguson gets this done, okay? I am a fan, and I hate to see him lose. Like the Detroit Pistons, when you see him losing 20-something times in a row, you'll want to see him get that dub finally. You want to see it. Do I think he gets it done? Going up in weight against a guy who comes down? Tough. Against a wrestler that comes down. Naturally bigger wrestler who's just bigger frame. Taller, longer. Oh, he's not as long. Taller, bigger. Against a wrestler. And Tony Ferguson's wrestling is shit. I know that's crazy as fuck for me to say that, considering that there was once upon a time where it was so good, but it is what it is now. You know, dude's 40, wrestling ain't that good. He submitted to Nate Diaz. Like, fuck. I'm not gonna put a play on this fight simply for the fact that I could see multiple things happening, okay? This is the same reason why I didn't put a play on the Paddy Pimblett versus Bobby Green fight, okay? Like, I can see Tony Ferguson stinging Chiesa and the bitch comes out, because Chiesa's got some bitch, okay? I could totally see Ferguson pulling that bitch out of Chiesa. I could see it. But I could also see a world where Chiesa is just out wrestling Ferguson and there's not even a chance for Ferguson to even pull the bitch out of Chiesa. You know, like there's and honestly, on a which one do I see most likely happening? I see Chiesa just taking the path of least resistance at 36 years old with more career behind him, or ahead of him, sorry. I see Chiesa taking the path of least resistance with a little bit more career ahead of him by wrestling Tony Ferguson, getting him to the ground, and just submitting him. Because that's... If I was Chiesa, that's what I would do. I'm not about to sit there and fucking bang with Tony Ferguson, who's a dog and literally won't get put out. He's literally just gonna fight you until he dies. That's who Tony Ferguson is. So I gotta go with the bigger wrestler in Chiesa, who's not on a 7-fight win streak, who has a little bit more to gain from this fight. Like, realistically. So my thing, what I might do personally is I might put like a $5-10 bet on Ferguson money line just because. But as far as like realism, I gotta say that Chiesa takes this fight. As much as I don't want him to win, as much as I want a Tony Ferguson dub, I just can't get behind it, man. I think he goes 8-0, gets cut, and then I think he has too much pride to go to another fucking organization. I think he's just gonna fucking like do something else, like coach or some shit. I don't know. He was talking about coaching in the press conference, so maybe that's what he goes and does, but I think this is it for Tony Ferguson. I don't think he's gonna get this one done, man. As much as I want him to, I don't see it happening. I think Chiesa is gonna win by, I want to say by submission, man, but Tony Ferguson don't be tapping. The only time he tapped was to Nate Diaz, and honestly, he tapped by. So I want to say Tony Ferguson don't be tapping, but he tapped to Nate Diaz by one of the submissions that you really shouldn't tap to. You can get out of if you're good. A guillotine. So quite honestly, submission. Michael Chiesa by submission, baby. I'm not placing a play on this. I just want to watch it stress free and watch one of my favorite fighters lose in sadness. Moving on. Next fight on the card, Marlon Chito Vera versus Davison Figueiredo. Why the fuck are these fights on the main card in Abu Dhabi and not even a fucking co-main? We won't know, but is what it is. Saudi money, Guk Haktua. Marlon Vera versus, fuck, this guy's name is so fucking long. Oh, I wrote it down here. Perfect. Copy. Paste. So, this fight, I got Figueiredo winning. I do. Figueiredo's coming up a weight class, man. He's been looking so good. He fucked up Rock Font so bad, and then he just destroyed Cody Garbrandt. Great submission. Marlon Vera, every time that you feint on him, if he feels slightly threatened, every time Marlon Vera gets feinted on, he shells up. Every time. He might have seen that from his fight against Sean O'Malley, because that's what he took advantage of. Maybe he's gonna change that, but if he hasn't, easy takedown every time. And Figueiredo's on his takedown tip right now, and his fucking wrestling is pretty damn good right now, dude. Figueiredo's wrestling's pretty good right now. Honestly, coming up from a weight class, you gotta be faster, you gotta be quicker, you gotta fucking have a little bit more hand-eye coordination as far as like reaction time and shit like that. And I feel like Vera's kind of like a slower fighter. He definitely takes his time in the early rounds. I think that if I think Figueiredo's just kind of overwhelm him, dude. And am I gonna say that Marlon Chito Vera's got better wrestling than Davison Figueiredo? No, right? No, I wouldn't think so. So quite honestly, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna pick the guy who's probably better all around. I think it's Figueiredo's time, dude. I think he's gonna literally come up a weight class and fucking get another belt and be a 2-time champion, dude. Cause fucking Sean O'Malley versus Merab, Sandhagen and Umar. The winners of those are gonna fight. And then I think Figueiredo's gonna fight the winner of that situation. Ultimately, I think that what we're gonna end up seeing is Umar Nurmagomedov versus, fuck, dude, this might be controversial. I think what we're gonna end up seeing is Umar Nurmagomedov versus Merab Willie. I think that's what we're gonna see, and then Figueiredo versus the winner of that. I think that's what we're gonna see. And I'm here for it. Is what it is. A big old wrestling around. I mean, like a wrestling in bantamweight. But Davis and Figueiredo is exciting. So is Merab. So ultimately, though, my pick for this, I think Figueiredo gets it, man. Vera's just, he's got striking. I don't think Figueiredo's gonna sit there and strike with him, and even if he does, I don't think Vera's fast enough to be able to take out Figueiredo in the striking department. And even if he does sting Figueiredo, he's gonna shoot, and I don't think Vera has good enough fucking wrestling to handle Figueiredo. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he does. So I think the odds are way too close. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick, for my prediction, I'm gonna pick Figueiredo. Vera's never been subbed, and Figueiredo just got a sub in his last fucking win. Vera's never been finished, so it's hard to say that he'd win by submission or finish in general. So let's go ahead and say Figueiredo just wins by decision. It'd be nuts if he came out and submitted this motherfucker. That'd be nuts as fuck. But neither here nor there. What I'm going to go ahead and place a play on, though, is Figueiredo winning this fight in general. It's my 6th play. I'm going to go ahead and say Figgy. Money line. And then the Figgy money line is minus 142 on DK. Yes, sir. That's what we're going with. Yes, sir. All right. Next fight on the card: Nurmagomedov versus. Oh my God! What the fuck is your name? All right. Next fight on the card: Nurmagomedov versus Michael Alishacek. Shara Bullet is just better. He's just better. I mean, there's really nothing else to say about it, if we're being honest. Like, I don't know really what Alishacek is doing, but quite honestly, I don't think he's in it mentally. He's not as good of a striker. He's not Doesn't seem like he's really trying to get it in blood, you know? He's not really trying to get it out the mud type shit. I feel like at home for Magomedov, this is just gonna be kind of a layup fight for him. He's a better striker in general. And dude, he literally just fought like a couple fucking weeks ago. Hardly took any damage, and now he's fucking back already. You know, that fucking activity says a whole lot, and I feel like this win against Oleszejczyk is just gonna mean a lot for his momentum. Oleszejczyk is not that great. He got submitted by Kevin Holland. I mean, I don't really know. You know, I mean, it's really not just like, it's not really a whole lot else to say about it. You know, I don't really, not really a fan of Oleszejczyk right now. You know, I mean, I was a fan in general. I was a fan of Oleszejczyk. I really do like his style. He's a nice striker. He's very, very, very high IQ in his striking, but my thing about him is I don't like to see fighters kind of sell themselves short. And based on like a lot of the viral stuff that I've seen from him, where he's like, I don't know if any of you have seen it, but he's doing this thing where he responded to a fucking person that commented on his shit, where he's like, if I lose this fight and when I do, I'm gonna fucking quit sports in general. Like, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. Maybe he might have been joking, but I don't even like motherfuckers that joke like that. I'm not a fan of that shit. You're either gonna fucking get the belt or you're not. You know, you're fighting people at the end of the day. You're not in this bitch to fucking fuck around, and I don't like that shit, bro. That on top of the fact that I just think Shara Bullet is better. I mean, Shara by KO. Shara by KO. What round? Ain't got one. Ain't even got to play. I just want to watch this fight stress free. I think Magomedov is just gonna win this fight by KO. Enough said. I don't like Oleszejczyk's fucking energy. Maybe it's a Ryan Garcia act, but I don't think so. I think he's just fucking on something right now. So I don't think he's gonna beat Shara Bullet at home. I don't think so. I think he's a done in this fight. So and maybe he quit sports in general, like he was saying. So at 29, that's kind of sad. You don't want to see that. Next fight on the card, main event. Corey Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov. A small Corey Sandhagen versus a big ass Umar Nurmagomedov is not what you want to see. A fundamental striker with minuscule wrestling against a fucking striker-ish in Umar, big time wrestler with good striking. Undefeated. Not what you want to see. The momentum at home. Wrestling to boot. Can strike. Not what you want to see. Against a Corey Sandhagen who's a fundamental striker. Wrestling. Not as big. Away? In his home? Tough. Really tough. Really, really, really tough. Really tough, man. I don't know. Listen, I'm a fan of Corey Sandhagen, man. He's really fundamentally smart. I really do like the fucking his options he picks in the striking department. very high IQ. He's not really trying to fucking pick bad shots. He's really slow but really fast at the same time, if you know what I'm saying. Very, very, very fun fighter to watch. My thing about Nurmagomedov though is that he's just bigger. He's just bigger. He's got way too many positives going for him. At home, bigger guy, can wrestle. When I see Sandhagen in the wrestling department, I see fighters getting up. I see fucking Song Yadong getting up from wrestling exchanges. I see Peter Yan getting up from wrestling exchanges. I see Marlon Cheatham Vera getting up from wrestling exchanges. I don't see him holding people down in the wrestling department for very long. He's not very convincing in the wrestling department. And if you're fighting Umar Nurmagomedov, that has to be something that you excel in. Otherwise, you have to be stuffing every single fucking takedown. And Sandhagen is better than Umar Nurmagomedov in the striking department. He is. That's gonna make Nurmagomedov shoot. And am I gonna think that you're gonna stuff every takedown from Umar? I don't think so. You're not gonna stuff every takedown from this guy. He's gonna get one, and once he gets one, the round's over. He's gonna do that every round. Every round's over. Umar by decision. Umar Nurmagomedov by decision. That's what I think. I love Sandhagen. I really do like his fight style. I love his high IQ. I love a lot about the guy. He's fucked in this fight. Stylistically, this is not good for him. And that's just what I take from this situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. I'm gonna lock it in. And I'm actually gonna place a play on it because I'm like hella confident about it, dude. I'm sure this is plus money. 7 plays, just like last week. And then let's see let's see what it is. Umar by decision is plus 110. Plus 110 on DK. You know, you hate to see it, but that's how they handcrafted it for this fucking card, because they are in Abu Dhabi and they need their money. So that's how it is. It is what it is, man. But that is it. That is the card. Hopefully we make some money, baby. These are my plays, and we will be back on Sunday to go over this. All of our plays. We'll go over the card, our reaction to everything, and we'll basically see how we did, man. I hope this is gonna be a good card. Something in me tells me this isn't gonna be that exciting. Maybe there might be a couple fights on here that we love, but aside from that, I think this is gonna be a kind of a work card. But hopefully, either way, we make some dough, and I will see you guys on Sunday. You feel me? So thank you guys. You guys have a good rest of your day. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to say it every time, but you know what I want. Them likes, them subscriptions, and that love. So thank you guys so much for coming. Hopefully we make some money. Let's get this dough. Stay sexy.